Okay, so in this video, we are going to talk about something called a thin slice feature. Basically, what is a thin slice feature? And before I continue, I'm going to say this is not the same thing as thin slicing. It's easy to search for thin slice and then find thin slicing because they've got similar words, but they're two different things. Thin slicing is to do with psychology, whereas a thin slice feature is tightly related to software and web development. So with that out of the way, let's talk about a thin slice feature. Okay, so let's say you've joined a tech company. It's a startup, and as a team, you have an idea to build an application. Nothing is yet built, but the idea is there. A thin slice feature in that scenario is a feature that you can build either as a team or on your own that a customer can use. So it encapsulates all the disciplines of software and web development, so back-end, front-end infrastructure if necessary. And this feature is scoped and has criteria in such a way that if they're met and when this feature is built, it will work end to end and the end user would get some value from it. This feature has to be small, so that's where the word thin comes into play, and it has to be deliverable. So let's say this circle is the software you want to build and the different disciplines are outlined with different colors. Now, please bear in mind, the size of the circle does not reflect the type of work that needs to be done per feature. Depending on the feature, there might be more back-end work, there might be more front-end work, or infrastructure or design or whatever. And not all disciplines are outlined in this image. So the circle is the software you want to build, and a thin slice would be kind of slicing a piece of the software and then building that slice so that the end user or customer can get some value from that. So let's give more of a real world example. I don't know if you've heard of the website called Unsplash. This is basically a site where you can visit and download an image for free. There are no strings attached, no copyright needs to be given, and you can use it for whatever you want. Say we wanted to build something like this. Imagine it didn't exist and you wanted to create a thin slice feature for this product. Now, before I continue, let me show you Unsplash and the kind of features it has already. This is my account. As you can see, there are many different categories that you can click on and see images. You can submit a photo. There's a nice kind of drag and drop interface. And once you've uploaded an image, you can see stats about the image. There's so many stats. It even tells you what camera you've used. So here it tells me the camera that I've used. I didn't put that in. It's got the date, and it also has similar images like this. So there are a lot of features here, a lot of stats, and it even shows you what sites your images have been put on. So this is a very feature-rich site. But if we're going to go down the thin slice route and build a small feature, I would say the smallest feature or the thinnest slice you could build is the ability for a user to upload a photo. So sign in, upload a photo, see the photo they have uploaded, and share that with other people. So that could be this. This could be you've logged in, this is what you see, and all you can do is upload. That already brings value to the user because they can see a list of images that they can download. They can right click and save image as to have the image, and they don't need to have any fancy categories or fancy stats or even the drag and drop upload option. It can just be simple and work. Now bear in mind, a thin slice feature initially has the happy path, so the path that would have the least resistance. Of course, more thin slices can be built to have different paths. So an error path, a path where the network is down, what do you show to the user? Those are more thin slices that can be added to eventually build the whole software or website circle. If you want to read more about thin slice features, I'd recommend you read this article by Naresh, who has put a lot of information about it on his blog. I will have a link to this post in the video description. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new. I post videos about web and game development every single Thursday. So if you liked this video, please go ahead and subscribe to get a new one every week.